A soft, golden sun peeks over the Atlanta skyline as Denise Walker steadies her breath in the dark parking lot of West Side Community Bank. At 45, this African-American single mother of an 11-year-old boy already feels 5 years older today. Her hands, calloused from decades of work, tremble slightly as she sips a cup of now-cold coffee. Each morning she beats the sunrise to this day job, and every night ends with the exhausted promise that she'll always provide for Malik, no matter what. Stories like Denise's are not unique. If this story of courage and hope resonates with you, please subscribe and share this story with your community, and leave a comment below. What acts of kindness have lifted you up in hard times? Have you ever felt alone in a struggle like Denise? Drop a message below. We'd love to hear your experiences and connect with your voice. Denise wipes a stray tear from her cheek. Inside that tear is every unpaid bill, every soul-crushing day of juggling 2 jobs, and every whispered worry about her son. She tightens the strap of Malik's worn backpack on her shoulder, the leather cracked from years of use. Malik, already at school, will eat whatever she could pack from her meager paycheck, perhaps peanut butter sandwiches made from discount bread and a slightly bruised banana. $20 barely covers groceries for a week, a feat easily managed by many. Denise has read the stats. A study found about 2/3 of black single mothers nationwide say they can barely cover basic necessities. The morning air smells like possibility and gasoline. Denise's own childhood in the Deep South was shadowed by hardship. Raised by a strong grandmother who once said God's work for you isn't done, she learned early that rising each time you fall is the essence of black resilience. Now in Atlanta, a city with a proud black heritage and churches on every corner, she feels that legacy in her bones. As she drives through Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard toward Malik's school, she wonders how much longer she can keep doing this every day. Her daily routine is a patchwork of small victories and quiet trials. Before dawn, Denise wakes Malik gently, dresses him in the neatest clothes she can manage, and packs his lunch from whatever is left. Malik's school uniform might be a size too small, but it's clean and presentable. She presses a smile into his back as he steps out of the car. "You got this, baby," she whispers. He gives her a shy wave and a quick hug before disappearing inside, backpack bouncing. Each morning she catches one more glimpse of him thriving, and she holds on to that hope. By 9 a.m., Denise is seated under fluorescent lights at the bank, sorting through documents and processing deposits. Atlanta hums outside, the distant wail of sirens, cars humming down Peachtree Street, and a gospel song playing softly on the radio, familiar sounds that feel like the heartbeat of her neighborhood. She cherishes these quiet hums amid her busy day. A poster on the wall reads diversity and inclusion, but Denise knows diversity on paper doesn't guarantee fair treatment in practice. She forces a polite smile in the break room and keeps her head down. Studies confirm black women often endure higher rates of workplace discrimination and unpredictable schedules. That uncomfortable reality is something Denise has felt for years, like when a younger coworker was promoted over her. She learned long ago to swallow the sting and keep going. The pay isn't great, barely $15 an hour, and every dollar counts. Over her quiet lunch, Denise checks the numbers. Last year, the median income for black single mothers working full-time was only about $38,000. That yearly total barely covers rent, utilities, and a little school clothing in a city like Atlanta. She tucks that painful reality behind a laugh when a sympathetic coworker asks how she's doing. "Same old grind," she says, patting herself on the back silently. Inside, a heavy pressure remains, but she won't let it show. After work, the office empties and Denise closes her ledger. Outside, the late afternoon sun feels heavy on her face. Summer refuses to let go. In the quiet of her car, she finally exhales. Malik's latest, drawing a stick figure surrounded by hearts, is taped to the dashboard. She pulls out her phone and dials him. His voice crackles through the speaker, sleepy but excited about a book report he's working on. "Almost there," he says as she laughs. Just hearing his voice full of pride for the sandwich she sent and the projects he's managing is the only comfort she needs before the night shift. She steps out of the car with a small smile and heads home. At their modest apartment in Westview, Jasmine greets Denise at the door with a tray of warm cornbread muffins. "For you, you earned it," Jasmine says simply. Jasmine is her next-door friend and another single mom who knows this struggle. Tonight, the two mothers sit at Jasmine's kitchen table, sharing steamy plates of collard greens, rice, and beans. Malik and Jasmine's children crowd the small table, giggling as they pass plates around. Denise savors a bite of cornbread. Your grandma's recipe, she tells Malik, who beams at the mention of the grandmother he barely remembers. In that moment, the tiny kitchen feels a little warmer, a small victory of community and love amid hardship. But hardship doesn't rest for long. Weeks later, Denise finds herself in a cramped clinic with Malik on her lap, watching him struggle with an asthma attack. The moldy walls of their old building seem to betray them again. He'll need an inhaler and maintenance medication, the nurse says gently. Denise nods. After Malik calms with a nebulizer, a receptionist quietly brings the bill, $300. Denise blinks and feels her heart drop to her stomach. She has just $50 in her bank account. The rep offers a sliding scale, but it still leaves a $100 balance, a gap Denise can't close right now. Overhead, the fluorescent light buzzes. Denise thanks them and carries Malik home, the weight of the bill almost as heavy as the worry in Malik's eyes. That night, rain drums on the thin windows as Denise holds Malik close. He looks up at her with big brown eyes. "Mom, will we be okay?" he whispers. Denise strokes his hair and promises, "Yes, baby. We'll be okay." It's the same promise she's whispered to herself 1,000 times, though tonight it falters on her lips. Later, when Malik falls asleep, Denise kneels by her own bed, whispering a prayer under her breath. She asks for wisdom, for a break, and above all for the courage to keep moving forward, one rung at a time. Autumn deepens, and with a chill in the air comes the worst blow. Denise is called into her manager's office. It's a restructuring, they say as kindly as they can. Denise hands back her badge and leaves with a small severance check, only enough for next month's rent. The office doors slide shut behind her with finality. Outside, a cold wind bites at her cheeks. Denise feels her world tilt. When she picks up Malik after school, he senses something is wrong. He reaches for her hand and asks, "Mom, what happens now?" Denise kneels before him and forces a smile. "Something new, Malik," she says quietly, not telling him about the late rent notices piling up. That night, Denise can barely sleep. At dawn she boots up her old Uber app and sends out a pickup. Soon she's driving through empty twilight streets with a passenger chatting about their commute. The extra fares from early mornings and weekends aren't much, but they will keep the lights on. Malik stays with Jasmine during the day, and when Denise comes home with more cash than she's had in weeks, he knows things are changing. One chilly morning, Malik jumps in the front seat before school, clutching a math textbook. As Denise drives, Officer Porter, a family friend and local school officer, climbs into the back. "Morning, champ," he grins. Malik shows him a sticker that reads "Future Engineer," and Porter ruffles his hair. On a lark, Denise mentions her dream to finish college. The officer's eyes light up as he encourages her. After Porter steps out, another fare slides into the car, an older man in a tailored overcoat. They chat as Atlanta awakens. Denise shares how she left school early to raise Malik and is now juggling jobs to put him through school. The man listens quietly, and at a red light he asks softly, "Why didn't you go back sooner?" Denise's throat tightens. "Too many bills, too little time," she manages. The man nods, as if he understands. He reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out a checkbook. Denise's heart pounds. He writes quickly and slides the check across. "I want you to finish what you started," he says. Denise's hands shake as she looks at the amount, enough to pay off her old tuition debt and put a little aside for Malik. "Why would you do this?" she whispers. He meets her gaze in the mirror. "I was in your shoes once," he says, "and a stranger helped me. Now I'm passing it forward." Malik wakes from his nap just in time to see tears in his mom's eyes. Denise holds him tight, letting relief wash over her for the first time in months. In the rearview mirror, she watches the stranger get out at a gas station, waving a small goodbye. In that instant, everything changes. Now think about you. Have you ever witnessed a small act of kindness that turned your world around? What did it mean for you, and how did you carry it forward? Share your story in the comments below. If Denise's journey inspires you, please subscribe and share this story with someone who needs encouragement. Every comment and share helps spread kindness and resilience. Armed with new hope, Denise steps onto the Georgia State University campus in January, the crisp air biting at her cheeks. The stranger's generosity has paid her tuition in full. She registers for criminal justice courses, a field she's passionate about because her life has shown her the importance of fairness and equality. Balancing class, homework, and Uber shifts is still grueling, but now each step feels purposeful, fueled by the kindness that saved her. In the evenings, Denise sits at the kitchen table with Malik. He works on algebra homework while she reads her textbooks. Malik's eyes light up when Denise explains a new concept. He's proud to see his mom learning and teaching side by side. Malik notices the difference too. Instead of hearing Denise come home drained, he now hears her excitedly recounting class discussions or study sessions. He helps set up her books and reminds her of deadlines. At his school, Malik becomes known as the kid with a hard-working mom. Teachers smile as he walks by, and Malik holds his head a bit higher. Slowly, Denise's quiet confidence grows not just for her own sake, but so Malik can grow up believing anything is possible with courage and help. Spring arrives, and with it a small moment Denise once dreamed of. On a bright May morning, she walks across a makeshift stage to receive her associate's degree. The auditorium erupts in applause. In the crowd she spots the kind stranger from the Uber ride, quietly clapping with tears in his eyes. Beside him are Jasmine and Malik, both beaming with pride. Denise's gaze finds each of them in turn, the friend, the son, and the guardian angel she never knew. She offers a grateful smile to the stranger and a joyful wave to her loved ones. Not long ago she thought this day was impossible. Now she knows how courage and kindness can change everything. That evening, as celebrations wind down, Denise sits beside Malik on the couch telling him her plans. "I'm gonna help people, baby," she whispers. "All the moms and kids struggling out there, I'm gonna give them a hand." Malik curls up against her and smiles. Denise gently presses a finger to his forehead and whispers, "We're gonna be just fine." For the rest of her life, Denise has become an advocate and mentor. She established a small scholarship fund at Georgia State in Malik's name to help single parents pay for classes. On weekends you can find her at the community center, tutoring children in math and reading. She helps other moms fill out forms for housing or assistance, sharing the knowledge she once lacked. Around the holidays she partners with her church to deliver food baskets to families in need, and in winter she organizes a coat drive for children. Whenever Denise sees someone struggling now, she knows exactly what to do. Each act, even small, sends waves of compassion through her community. Looking out the window at the lights of Atlanta, Denise recalls Dr. King's words, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others?" Now she feels she has an answer. She organizes community toy and coat drives, volunteers at the local shelter on weekends, and leads a support group for single parents. Each act, she knows, is a way to pay forward the compassion she received. After all, Denise has learned that life's true wealth lies not in money, but in the compassion and courage we share. Have you ever seen an everyday person become an extraordinary helper? Who in your life embodies kindness and resilience? Please share those stories in the comments below. If Denise's triumph has moved you, please subscribe and share this story with someone who needs a reminder of hope. Together, we shine a light on the simple truth that even when times are hardest, one act of kindness can change everything.